back. Welcome to a new season of Coach's Corner, Football Edition. I'm Jake Lancer here with Danny Lynch for HWTV, and today we're joined by varsity head football coach Aaron Huerta. Football is in the air in Studio City, and the Wolverines are looking to get back on track at their home opener against the Canyon Cowboys this Friday. Coach, after dropping the first two games of the season, feels like a crucial moment in the season for the team. Either step up into the spotlight or back down. What do you think the team will do?
I'm really excited about this week with the addition of Santiago Hernandez coming, helping our defense and our offense, getting the experience in the first two games. We're really excited to be back home and get a W.
Seeing that you are 0-2 currently in non-conference play, would you consider it a success going into conference play 3-2? And if so, how do you get there?
Yeah, I think it would be, I'd be happy with it. I wouldn't be excited about it. These last two games were tough for us, but that's part of the growing pains. So if we can get back on track and go 3-2, we'll be in a good position.
And I know you've brought in a new offensive coordinator from Arkansas.
Yeah.
What excites you about this new offensive scheme?
If you watch the last two games and going forward, there's 5 or 6 guys that can catch the ball, we spread it out, and that's really fun to watch. It really plays to our talents. We have a bunch of athletes out there that are going to catch the football and get in the end zone, so it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, and being that this is a new scheme, has the team completely picked it up, or are you still in the building of it?
Yeah, so we're going through our growth pains, right? When you throw the ball a lot, you take the risk of dropping the ball. That's what hurt us in the first game. But I also think that was just jitters. I think that was young guys getting used to playing on Friday night. From game 1 to game 2, we improved significantly. And I expect the same for game 3 and 4 and 5.
Yeah, you're talking about those improvements from game 1 to game 2, and obviously first two games didn't go the way you wanted, but there were a lot of bright spots and good takeaways from it, one of them being Henry Wendorf looking even better than he did before his injury last year. What have you seen from him, and how did he grow over the offseason?
Yeah, so, bringing in new offenses, and, that's the biggest thing for the quarterback, right? So he's got to understand what they're trying to do to what we're trying to do, and he's really done a great job. The biggest thing I'm most proud of him for is his leadership, helping his young guys come along. We start a couple freshmen, and he's helped those guys come along. And so, not so much the plays, it's more of the maturity of being a leader has really helped us.
It's no secret that the team lost leaders like JT and AJ and Justin Baden. Obviously, they did a lot on the field, but, you also talked to us a lot about last season about what they brought to the locker room and that sort of leadership. Who sort of stepped up into that position this year?
Our leaders, like I mentioned, Henry's done a great job with the offense. Our leader on defense is Josh Dixon. He's done a great job. He's more of a lead by example. He doesn't talk a lot, but everyone sees him on the field. And so he's done a great job. And then, Kai Foucher and, Santiago Hernandez is huge, right? When you have guys like that that have experience playing on Friday nights, it really helps the young guys kind of see how to do things.
Ever since his freshman year, inside linebacker Bill Coleman has been a force to be reckoned with on the field. It feels like every year he's adding something new to his game. What have you seen from him, and what are you excited about this season in his junior year?
Biggest thing is his leadership on defense. He knows that he's got to call the defense. He's got to get everyone lined up. And that's a lot to take on as a junior. But he's done a great job. He works hard at it. He asks questions, and he battles. And even this week, he's going to have a different role, and he takes it on, and he's going to be successful because of it.
This week, we've seen record-setting heat in LA. How has this affected practice, and how do you think this might affect the game?
Yeah, so, last night we had to move practice to later, and we're very fortunate to practice. We've just got to be smarter, right? I tell the guys they got to hydrate during the day. We got to take a lot of water breaks. And we just got to watch how we manage our guys, because the biggest thing we want is for them to be healthy and ready to go on Fridays. So we just got to, monitor a little bit less, have a little bit more mental periods. And as long as we do those things, I think we'll be okay on Friday.
And what message are you giving your players to prepare for this upcoming game?
I think the biggest thing is play with a chip on your shoulder. We've had 2 games where we really think we should have won. And so now we just need to finish. I think that's the biggest thing, is now we need to take a game. 2 teams have taken a game from us. Now it's time for us to go take a game from somebody else.
Coach, what's the motivation at practice been like? It feels like one could sort of assume that spirits might be down, but how's the team been responding?
They've done great. It's one thing, like we don't dwell on things. We've had good energy. Having Santiago Hernandez really helps with that experience. But guys realize it's the next play mentality, right? Just move on. And last Friday was last Friday. We got Canyon this week, and so let's just go have some fun and get after it.
Also, your opponent has won by 2 large margins
Yeah.
from looking at the score of their
Yeah.
game. So, how are you looking to slow down their offense?
Yeah, they do a great job. They're tough kids up there. They run the ball really well, but I think we have a great scheme. And we've realized that if everyone does their job, that's the biggest thing about football is it's a team sport, and so everyone's got to do their job. If everyone does their job, we've seen in practice we could be successful. And it might not be that we stop them. We just need to slow them down, and then we need to capitalize on offense.
When watching Kenyon play, it feels like one of the most evident sort of weaknesses in their scheme is their undersized defensive and offensive line. How are you guys planning on sort of exploiting those weaknesses?
Yeah, so that comes back to I keep mentioning him, but Santiago, right? He's 6'4", 225. That adds a lot of depth for us, and physicality. And so we're trying to be physical at the line of scrimmage this week, and really control that line of scrimmage. And if we can knock them back a half yard, get them into the second and longs and the third and longs, that's really going to help us on defense.
Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck to you guys versus Canyon. I'm Danny Lynch with Jake Lancer on Coach's Corner. Enjoy the game.